Hey everybody, welcome back to Rogue Trader. We're back here on the bridge on our ship, and I did all the level ups. Let me show you really quick. Okay, here. So Mrayse, I gave him second sight for more range, because sometimes we do have issues reaching people, and also we have Psychic Barrage, which requires targets to be 6 cells or further. Then I gave him something here, I'm not sure. Lower Warp, I guess. Abelard, I gave him athletics, I think, and ramming speed, so we can charge from further away. And then I think there is something else here that I want to get. Is it this one? Yeah, impetus. The damage dealt by charge is increased by +10 when the ability is used from a distance of 5 or more cells. So this basically allows us to always use it from 5 cells or more, right? So yeah, I think this is gonna be good. Idira, we have second sight as well, and Fatebringer. Now, I'm not quite sure how this works. Like, does this affect everyone? It says allies under the effect of at least one psychic power gain an additional 7% armor penetration. Like, does Idira have to actually cast that psychic power, or is it like anyone? I'm not sure, we'll have to see. But still, it's pretty good, right? And then Argenta, we have Camaraderie. I thought this would be a good time to get it. We're gonna try to keep her stacked with everyone, so she can do like plus 50%. That's gonna be huge with a sniper rifle. Then more demolition. Cassia. Hello? Undam the Sea of Souls. While under the effect of any navigator power, enemies have their armor reduced by -12. And this is based on our willpower. This seems insane. This reduction is increased by the devastating parameter of the navigator staff, but does not stack. I don't think we have devastating, I think we have castigating and infusing, but yeah. And then Absalom, I gave him inspiring speech, because we just got Air of Authority, and this allows us to get even more momentum instantly. And then for the stats, I just gave him more commerce. So now, why are we here back on the bridge? I want to talk to Argenta, do all of her dialogue, because it did say he has a quest for us, and it might be time sensitive.
Rogue Trader.
Okay, so you have a personal request for me?
I indeed have a request, Rogue Trader. The accursed servants of Chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in Von Valancia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the Rogue Trader could meet with the orphans?
Oh, it's something we have to do with the ship again. So, she seems very sensitive to children getting hurt or something. What good would meeting them do? Make arrangements for a meeting worthy of a Rogue Trader? I will address the orphans with a speech. I will meet with them, no formalities needed. These are the children of people who gave their lives from the Von Valancia's dynasty. My consideration is the least that they deserve. Deliver this order on my behalf. The orphans are to be properly provided for, but a personal meeting with the Rogue Trader is too much. Why would I? Do you wish to fill these children's heads with the illusion that the world and its rulers care about them? I will have no part in this. Sure, I will meet them. No formalities needed.
I will pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to heart.
Sure. Okay, what is this? Oh yeah, we also have to do the whole, what is it called? The malfunctioning servitors or whatever, right? Oh, I think we have to talk to Dunrock for that. The motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. Our indefatigable sister, indefatigable, damn, has been keeping an eye on these pups. It is hardly the Schola Progenium, to the school, a division of the ecclesiarchy responsible for the upbringing, education, and training of orphans, of those officers and nobles who have died in the service of the Imperium. But we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. They seem pretty old. Argenta is standing to the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing. Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House von Valancius. You notice Inferno's master Heinrich Montag standing a few paces away from the orphans. He watches you with approval and bows respectfully when you meet his gaze. Inferno's master, do you serve as a teacher in your spare time? Wait, isn't this the place we were at earlier? Grandly address the group, smile at the group, address the chaperones, give them treats and escort them to their homes. I believe a minute of beholding the Lord Captain is a great enough honor for them. I, the rogue trader and Lord Captain of the ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought honor to the von Valancius banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them, and I believe that you will become their worthy heirs. So you can give your life for us as well. Your Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. Okay, let's do this one first. Because I don't think this will end the dialogue, right? Not at all, your lordship. I'm just looking out for them. It's the Inferno's way to help folks in trouble. It's our job after all. So, we chip in rations here and there and make sure nobody gives them a hard time. We take the older ones into the clan's care if they want. Many in the guild are not our family by blood, but by circumstance. Okay, so... let's go with this, be more neutral, smile at them. The teenagers keep staring at you. A girl who has remained close to Argenta smiles uncertainly. A skinny pale lad tries to throw his shoulders back and stand at attention like a soldier. Only a few teenagers at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed. I mean, yeah, with good reason. One of the scowling visitors with a thin scar across his face tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in the dozens for you noble lot, and you just give us speeches." Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants both to calm him and scold him for his impudence. Who is sniffing here, by the way? I guess it's one of them? If you have things to say them without fear, I will listen. Ignore the interruption. Who is doing that, dude? Inferno's master says you are so concerned about the orphans, they are henceforth your clan. It falls to you to teach them the meaning of what their parents fought and died for. Punish the troublemaker, put the rest back in their base, the audience is over. Okay, let's do this. Hand them over to him, I guess. I don't know. I don't really care about them. Thank you for your trust, Lord Captain. We won't waste it. The Inferni know all about taking pride in service, courage, and self-sacrifice. We'll make true heroes out of them for you. Heinrich beams at the orphans and they smile back at him with enraptured devotion. Oh, I guess he wants that. Young ones, you won't recognize them in a year or two. They will learn to salute and speak only when permitted by their superior officer. But right now, clanning around is all they know. Argenta rubs her temple pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the bay. Okay, I guess. Sure. She just leaves. Okay, hopefully we go back to the bridge now and we can do the servitor quest. But first we have to talk to Argenta. I want to exhaust all of the dialogue for everyone here. Eventually.
Greetings.
So tell me about the Adeptas Sororitas.
Gladly. There are none more faithful to the God Emperor than my sisters. We fight against his enemies by the will of the Holy Ecclesiarchy. I beg your pardon, rogue trader. Here I am talking about what every lesser noble in the Imperium knows. So what exactly are you interested in hearing about?
They say they're the fiercest in their faith among the warriors of the Imperium. Is it true?
It is. The Sisters of Battle are a fire lit by the God Emperor. They are the echo of his voice that travels through the dark expanses of the universe. We bring his wrath to heretics, mutants, and other enemies of humanity. We protect the faithful from the unholy and unhallowed. Sometimes with words, more often than not with a bolter.
Are all sisters truly as faultless as you say?
Even the novices of the Adeptus Sororitas are drawn from among the most worthy. Those who have taken the vows and become a full-fledged sister are the best of the best, tested by trials of body and spirit. Yes, there have been cases when a sister stumbled or showed weakness, but do not expect to hear a story of depravity or downfall from me.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Each such occurrence is a great tragedy for us all. Light cannot bear the smallest speck of darkness within. And thus those who have trespassed or shown weakness of spirit are given a chance at redemption. They are called Sisters Repentia, and may the enemy tremble before her, for nothing can stop a sister of battle who yearns to be cleansed of fault and weakness.
Sister Repentia. That's really cool though.
Wearing nothing but robes, no armor, eviscerator in hand, those sisters who have once faltered find repentance on the battlefield. Their lives are seldom long, but a death in the name of purgation is a better fate than to live with a shadow in one's soul.
So what order are you from?
Once I had completed my novitiate, I was sent to the Calixian branch of the Order of Our Martyred Lady, assigned to the Order's Pronatus. The Order's mission is vital and noble. The Sisters Pronatus protect great relics of the Imperium. We guard them, preserve them, escort them when they are brought onto the battlefield or presented for pilgrims to venerate.
Oh, dude, I bet all of the leaders there are corrupted, and she will be in for a surprise.
And we seek out the relics that have been lost. Neither a coven of heretics nor the most wicked death world can deter Sisters Pronatus when their goal is to return a piece of the great legacy of the Imperium into the hands of the faithful.
Sounds very boring. The Order Pronatus is not one of the Order's militant, and yet you are a trained fighter.
Don't let the name deceive you. The Order's militant trains sisters to march onto the battlefield as an army. That does not make sisters who belong to the non-militant orders timid and helpless.
Huh, I wonder why the devs decided to give us one of the Pronatus Order, and not the militant. That's interesting. I'm sure it's gonna play a role at some point, right? So she returns relics to the faithful.
Both the solace-bringing Sisters Hospitaller and the enlightened Sisters Dialogus know how to greet enemies of humanity. Their dialogue with heretics is usually quite short, with the last word being a bolter discharge.
Yeah.
And my order has all the more reason to be known for the martial prowess of its sisters. We are the keepers of the Imperium's relics. What would become of our blessed hero's legacy if the Sisters Pronatus could not protect it?
Okay, so you said you belong to the Calixian branch of your order. What brought you to the Koronus Expanse?
The Order sent me to Footfall. My undertaking was to assist the local priesthood of Drusians in caring for a sacred reliquary that had been there since the time of Parsimus Duane, the station's founder.
Okay, Drusians is followers of the cult of St. Drusus, a legendary hero of the Angevin Crusade who founded the Calixis sector for the Imperium of Man. Oh. Are there any other members of the Adeptus Sororitas in the Koronus Expanse?
None that I'm aware of, but the Sisterhood's orders are many, and can operate independently of one another, sending their sisters wherever their presence is needed as deemed by the Ecclesiarchy. Perhaps somewhere in the Lord Inquisitor's retinue, may his path be blessed, my sisters perform their duty as we speak. I wish it were so. Even a single evening spent in joint prayer and training would bring me joy.
Okay. I have no more questions.
Should any more arise, keeping them to yourself would be imprudent. It is a virtue to take an interest in holiness.
Oh my god, she considers herself holy? So tell me more about yourself.
About me? I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to tell about me?
How did you end up here?
I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the cultist attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that
This is sin?
I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, where crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I had barely recovered from my wounds when the cultists struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
Okay, so what happened to the people who wounded you? Did Theodora's men eliminate them?
Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more. And it's bound to happen someday.
Yep, I guess that will happen later on. Maybe it's part of your quest or something. Is it difficult for you to accept that you made a mistake?
It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them.
Okay, where did this happen?
On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse. No one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard.
Yeah, we could go to the planet and deal with the Chaos Worshippers.
The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator.
Oh.
It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valanci's protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later, when the skies above our heads have cleared.
Yeah, somehow I think we're gonna stumble on it, the route, right? At some point. What was it like, traveling on Theodora's ship?
I hadn't been here that long. Just one journey from Footfall, and the other journey, the majority of which I spent in the confines of the medbay. I can't tell you much about the first voyage. I was more focused on prayers and ruminations than on the people around me, or the journey itself. During the last journey, Seneschal Viserion stood out for me. He came by several times to ask about my health. He's an honorable man and a loyal servant of the Imperium. I think he is as meticulous in his inspections of the logistics systems as he is in his inquiries about the health of the occasional sister of battle aboard the ship.
Yep, that's Abelard.
But not all of Theodora's people have earned my trust. You know who I'm talking about. There is no place for Adira Tlas among the God Emperor's faithful. I'm surprised she wasn't in league with the cultists. And I'm equally surprised by how deep heresy and treason run in this place. I'm glad we all made it through that dark hour. May the day that follows be bright.
I mean, I don't find Argenta particularly interesting, but her portrait is like really cool.
As you wish.
So what is it that's keeping you in my retinue?
The ship was targeted by heretics, which means that my presence here and the assistance I provide to you are my sacred duty. Sooner or later, I will likely have to return to Footfall to protect its reliquary. But for now, I wish to remain a part of the Rogue Trader's crew.
I see no place for you on my ship. I enjoy your company. It pleases me to have a servant of the Golden Throne in my crew. May the enemies of the Imperium tremble before our onslaught. Yeah, you might be of use to me, and so I have no problem with your presence. Argenta gives you a stern look, but says nothing, only nodding impassively. Okay, whatever. Thank you. So, I guess let's go talk to Danrock. We still have Idira to talk to. Abelard, I think? Cassia we've done already. Bridge officers. We've talked to Ravor. And then we have this guy on the left here, right? Or where was he? Technomat. Yeah, Yocasta. But yeah, for now let's go talk to Dunrock, see what the quest is all about. So Victus informed me about a problem with the servitors. What happened? You see, your lordship, the ship's servitors have been malfunctioning of late. They violate protocols, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for a long periods of time, and move erratically with no meaning or purpose. Had it been a routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of these servitors myself, but I deemed it necessary to notify you. I do not wish to hide such irregularities from the Lord Captain. If you wish to observe the servitors' unusual behavior before you decide their fate, this can be arranged. The majority of the defective units have been delivered to one of the storage compartments pending your decision. Oh, so we can do it later. No, I'll take a look at it. Yeah. Oh. Oh, it's like Pathfinder. Sector unavailable. Von Valancius flagship lower decks. Report of a tech phenomenon that was observed during the Lord Captain's visit to Bay AKN. When his lordship arrived at the scene, he found the servitors in the same position that they assumed after they had been corralled into the bay, all standing in a long spiraling line and facing the center of their strange formation. You can see them here, right? The moment his lordship crossed the threshold of the bay gate, their bodies jerked into motion, all as one, as if obeying a command. The servitors turned to face the Lord Captain. The technomats tasked with overseeing the defective units even reached for their weapons. But then the servitors went still just as abruptly, staring at his lordship with vacant eyes. All present held their breath, disturbed by this sight. We waited for the Lord Captain to speak. His lordship, Marais von Valancius, took several steps, demanded a report on the defective unit's status, ordered that one of the servitors be disassembled and its components investigated. Yeah? A group of technomats hurried to act upon the Lord Captain's command. The servitor's mechanical parts separated with clicks, snaps and hisses. The sutures between its wrinkled pale flesh and its augments were laid disgustingly bare. We watched the technomats do their work and could see every centimeter of the servitor's stiff muscles abounding with valves and cavities, pierced by countless cords and tubes. The disassembly and analysis complete, the technomats concurred. The unit was in working order. Nothing in the dissected body that lay before us could provide any insight into the reason behind the defects. I should make note of one more thing. At that moment, all of us present discovered that not just the eyes, but the hands and heads of some of the servitors were now shaking too. It was as if the mechanized servants were overcome with some primordial terror. All present held their breath, disturbed by the sight. We waited for the Lord Captain to speak. Took several steps, I guess? Immediately the servitors, each and every one of them, stepped toward the Lord Captain in perfect unison. They mimicked his movements with frightening precision. The rogue trader halted in place and after a moment's thought waved his hand, and the servitors, just as synchronously, repeated the gesture as well. When the Lord Captain turned quizzically to the technomats, so did the servitors, as if mocking him. Whatever the Lord Captain did, be it an incline of the head, a wave of a hand, or a step to the side, the defective units repeated it without a moment's delay or hesitation, like grotesque marionettes controlled by an unseen puppeteer. We observed this mime unfold in distressed bafflement for nearly a minute, until the servitors finally came to a stop. Not sensing any threat from them, the rogue trader approached with confidence. We examined the servitors? As High Factotum, it was I who had prompted that entire inspection, and thus it was my duty to follow the Lord Captain. As we stepped closer, we noticed a fascinating irregularity. The servitors' pupils, normally still, were shaking wildly. Their bulging veins were pulsating under their copper collars, inscribed with the past offenses. It was as if those mindless half-machines were locked in the perpetual state of extreme tension. A visibly shaken technomat behind us proposed that the human souls had awakened within the servitors' bodies after a long slumber deep within their lobotomized brains. Formerly bereft of intelligence, they had attained to awareness, feeling, and understanding. What? After a pause, the technomat added that the servitors used to function properly and that no one had been able to explain the change in their behavior. His gaze still trained on the motionless but animate half machines and half people. The Lord Captain... Ooh, heretical. Suddenly drew an iridescent blade, one I had seen before, and, as if following some unheard command, plunged it into the nearest servitor. Oh yeah, for sure. +3. The moment the blade sliced open the pale flesh, a wild howl washed over the cargo bay. We heard the screeching and cracking of servo motors. As if having regained the ability to feel pain, the wounded servitor struggled to open its own mouth, but all it could muster was a stifled moan of horror. The Lord Captain's victim fell to the metal deck, and all the servitors came crashing down with it. We all felt the grip of another worldly, bone-chilling cold. As I met the technomat's fearful gazes, I realized that none of these present had any explanation for what just transpired. The Engine Seer Prime proceeded to the center of the spiral of servitor bodies, stood over them grimly, studying their lifeless faces, and spoke thus. Wait, we have an Engine Seer Prime? Aren't we looking for one? This tech phenomenon warranted comprehensive study. Further investigation has been rendered impossible. Perhaps it was a trick of my imagination, but I thought I caught a semblance of sorrow in his gaze in that moment. The Lord Captain, seemingly not attaching any importance to the situation, sheathed the blade and left the cargo bay without a word. Oh shit, wait, what? That's it? Wait, so what happened? Defective servitors quest completed. Huh. Can we talk to him again? Have you ever heard the name Fiery Reckoning? From what I can tell, it is a voidship of some sort. There was a mention of it in one of Theodora's documents I found. Oh, okay. I'm afraid it is not immediately familiar to me, your lordship. Please, allow me a moment. I say, House von Valancius did indeed sign a contract with the owners of a vessel with the designation Fiery Reckoning. There are transactions, records of the ship picking up cargo from Kiava Gamma. Well, this is odd. The data log ends there. Apparently the ship had some interactions with one of the workshops on your industrial world. I beg your pardon, your lordship, but that is the extent of the assistance I can provide you in regard to this particular matter. Yeah, we know what he does. How did you come to serve the von Valancius dynasty? I guess let's exhaust his dialogue as well, since we're at it. I come from Dargonus. I have been a subject of your dynasty since birth, and always strive to be of use to you. Alas, it was not my fate to be the primary heir of my own family, due to my being 15th in line for the title, so I decided not to stand in the way of those behind me in case they attempted to shorten the waiting list at my expense. While my brothers and sisters schemed against one another, I studied the exact sciences and mastered bookkeeping, the greatest art of the Adeptus Administratum. I must admit that the accumulation of wealth, something one can control, is far more exciting than hunting, carousing, and the other traditional amusements of my noble peers. What was it like working with Theodora? Oh, now that's a tricky question, your lordship. Do you ask it of everyone, knowing they risk losing their head should they let slip a careless remark about your predecessor? I shall put it thus, working with her was never boring and always profitable. The Imperium has billions of subjects, but very few do what they love and what they are best suited to. I would say Lady Theodora was one of the fortunate ones. She was a model rock trader, and she surrounded herself with those who excelled at and loved their work. Hers was a rare talent indeed. I want to know more about the people who buy our plunder. What do you think of fellow crew members? Oh, this is gonna be a long one, huh? Okay, actually, he doesn't have a ton of dialogue. Let's do this one first. So, who is buying our plunder? Oh, shit. That's a lot of things here. What do the followers of St. Drusus acquire from us? They still hope to bring the Koronus Expanse into the warm embrace of the faith, just as their flock hopes to receive the aid of the Drusian missionaries. Each crate of food, shipment of clothes, or box of medicine marked with your seal is a sign the Rock Trader himself believes in the sect's future success. Reverend Hieronymus is the first among the Drusians and is most often seen in Footfall's Grand Atrium. A gloomy fellow, but some almost believe him to be a saint. Okay. What about the Explorators? The Explorator Cognizance fleet, which has been roaming the Koronus Expanse for a good while now. Omnissiah knows what they're hoping to find, but their acolytes regularly show up on inhabited worlds, seeking bits of sacred knowledge, tracking down mechanical relics and sniffing out Xeno artifacts, if truth be told. Supposedly they want to save the ignorant rabble from corruption. A tech priest named Opticon22 does business with us on the fleet's behalf. He can be found at the docks on Footfall. Okay. The Kasbalika mission. Masters of the cold trade, immoral criminals, and notorious crooks to the last man. The mission is one of the branch of this mafia gang that has taken root in the Calixis sector. Okay, what is this again? In the Segmentum Obscurus, next to the frontier region of the Koronus Expanse. You can do business with them as long as you take the necessary precautions. They are led by Vladaim Tokara, who recently appointed himself Liege of Footfall. Okay, so basically everyone is in Footfall. Of course, he's a trusted ally of Winterscale, but he will not refuse you, another of the Emperor's anointed. If you wish to talk to Vladaim, look for him in the Lige's palace. The Fellowship of the Void? A pompous name, is it not? In truth, they're a gang of pirates who are forever squabbling over loot and territory. However, some of their little flotillas need supplies, or can take awkward cargo off our hands, without asking questions. Of course, there is always a risk that these scoundrels will change their mind and attempt to board us instead. Wait, how are they gonna board us, dude? That's crazy. Do they have a ship of this size as well? But so far, our macro cannons have managed to keep them in line. They say Ritsa Calvaria speaks on the Fellowship's behalf. The Adeptus Amasecus on Footfall is rumored to be her favorite haunt. Okay, yeah, so everyone is in Footfall. Why are we giving away our spoils to these people in the first place? I mean, we trade with them probably, right? To profit, yeah. Most of the things you will find during expeditions are complete junk to one such as yourself, but the less fortunate and affluent servants of the Emperor think them treasures, especially when they are bestowed by the great rock trader himself. Drusian fanatics and pirate cutthroats, Kasbalika dealers and explorators, none will refuse our help in these dark and trying times. And there may come a time when we shall be the ones requiring aid, and it would be beneficial to have allies willing to provide it. Okay, I'm not gonna ask him what he thinks about the fellow crew members. I guess we can... Oh, it's only 3 people. I guess this could still be here later on, right? As we acquire more companions. I'm sure we're gonna get more. So yeah, everything else is done here. Yeah, let's move on. We could talk to Idira, but I kinda wanna get moving as well. So we're gonna do just that. Okay, we can go to the Astropathic Station, Unidentified Voidship, and Ragged Minoris. I guess let's go here first, and we'll go upwards. What we have here, Lord Captain, it is not very noticeable, but there is a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. It sure is quiet, like it's huddled up in there on purpose. It's not like I'm surprised, the thing is more scrap heap than ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on it. We are registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. Oh, there is an incoming transmission now too. You hear us? Ragged void ship. Do not require assistance. Repeat, do not require assistance. Copy? Keep following, they'll pass us by, won't they? Emperor protects. Lord Captain, I'm told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there is an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within an asteroid field near the Raikadi Philia colony that is refusing help, which, not to put a fine point on it, has not yet been offered to them. No, let's identify it. Yes, the connection is established. Identify yourselves. Do not tell. Tell him. We're done for. This is Thunderfang. We are a merchant vessel. Do you copy? We're a private merchant vessel. A merchant vessel? Of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfang. Damage reports. Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by the guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. Haha, main gun deck on my order. Aim weapons, target Thunderfang. No. Why can we not identify you? Why? I don't know. What if? Certainly not. Our vessel is badly damaged. Damage is preventing the correct identification. We assure you we're a peaceful merchant vessel. Thunderfang does not require aid. What happened to you? The Vox responds by bursting into a cacophony of sounds, words and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, another swears with some foul expletives, and yet another hisses, furiously demanding that the other shut up. You manage to make out little from all this noise. We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue, and opened fire. Emperor protected, and then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail, bombed everything. The folks, our folks, are left without our help. We never go to them. Stop playing games and explain again what your business is here, and this time I highly recommend the truth. Happy now? What have you done, idiot? It is too late now. They're angry. Do you copy? We're from the Fellowship of the Void. We did not come here to loot, on a different business. Oh, is this the pirates? To help our own out of jail. Oh, the prison planetoid, right? Recadiphilia. Do not hurt us, please. We already had our Koronus claimed. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of plunder. I mean goods. In case you are unaware, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Koronus Expanse, yeah. They consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat a salvo from the macro cannons to shake the scum loose from the decks. They certainly deserve it. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions, the Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods. Perhaps you will find dealing with them acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible. Yeah, prepare for commercial exchange. So how do we do this? Oh damn. Oh, profit factor. Oh, reputation as well. Heavy armor proficiency. Oh yeah, I think I've seen this. You need like 35 or 45 strength for that to get the perk. I'm definitely gonna try to get that on my race at some point. Ooh, flamer. Oh. Wait. So how does this work though? Dude, this requires a lot of profit factor though. 21? Is it just like, if we have this profit factor we can buy this? Or do we spend them? Like, how does this work? Let me try getting this one. Okay, I still have 12. So wait, why don't we get those here? This is locked. Can I buy everything? Oh. So how do I increase the reputation? The wearer's range attacks decrease the target's dodge by 5%. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. I mean... Trade? Oh, we can give them stuff for reputation? Oh. Do they sell anything good? Power Mall. Wait. Oh. 7 to 10. Power Hammer. Stalker Gloves. If the wearer's range attack hits an enemy, the wearer gains a plus 5% bonus to crit chance for the next range attack. Nah, that's dog shit. That's interesting. Fencing Body Glove. Huh. Reaper Cape. Veil Render. Force Sword. Huh. So nothing for Mrayse, huh? Oh, a shield! I think we saw a perk for that. When the wearer targets an ally with the Bring It Down ability for the first time in combat. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay, I mean, we don't have to do anything right now, right? Some of these require like 21, so I'm sure we're gonna be able to come back to this later on, yeah. Okay, so I guess we can just move on to Rakat Minoris, right? Permission to report, Lord Captain. Members of a sacred cult operating aboard this ship have requested an audience. They wish to present gifts and introduce themselves to their new captain? Wait, what? What sacred cult? They call themselves the Bloodspan Web. The cult defends the flagship from both internal and external threats. Lady Theodora held them in high regard and looked favorably upon their activities. Sure? They're going to give me gifts? I mean, I can't refuse that. What the hell? What? Who are the other seats for? Do these guys have giant swords? Those on the deck watch in awe as the final figure moves gracefully into a ceremonial pose. Some of the officers whisper in excitement while others murmur prayers to the God Emperor.
The Undying Emperor commanded us to spin a web of blood around his children, and we obeyed. We obey still.
Okay, Kibellah. Wait, are you gonna attack me?
Domin von Valancius, death has whispered your name. We disown Domin Theodora. We renounce our oath to her.
So, the woman's slender finger has been fitted with a metal claw. She points it in your direction and gazes at you from behind her bone mask with the cold, grim eyes of an assassin. She pulls out a sinister curved blade, and similar weapons suddenly appear in the hands of her motionless companions.
And now we give the gift of our blood to you. It is the gift of death.
Oh shit!
Death has whispered your name. The followers of the tenets of the web swear fealty to their new overlord and offer proof of their devotion.
Wait, I'm not sure what's happening here. Are they here to kill me or like offer their allegiance to me? Their blades sink through the air and rivulets of crimson flow onto the deck. The young woman bows her head reverently as she hands you a heavy parcel. The others bow their heads as well. They seem unconcerned by the blood that trickles down their fingers.
We give you a blade, the silent verdict. The Undying One has chosen you to wield this instrument of death.
What?
We give you one of our own, Kibellah. She will be your shield and shadow. And we give you the blood of these traitors. The tenets of the web will purify their souls.
Wait, is that a companion? Also, what the hell? This is like crazy. Is it like an assassin companion? Dude, we're definitely playing here. Lore Imperium, you have heard many stories about death cults such as this one. These devoted holy assassins of the Imperium have turned death into a form of worship. They are exemplary slayers, invisible executioners, and the scourge of traitors, heretics, and fallen souls. Many righteous people honor them as votaries of the faith, while others see their fearsome rituals as frenzied spectacles touched by madness. Examine the cultists. The cultists are all voidborn. Their lithe, sinewy bodies are clad in light armor, which allows them to move with an acrobat's nimble grace and strike with an assassin's swift surety. Their red and black vestments are adorned with sharp spikes and ritual jewelry. Where time and training have worn their garments threadbare, you can make out patterns of bleeding lacerations. Examine the captives. The prisoners cower beneath the weight of your gaze. Blood drips down the tear-stained faces of the captured officers, technomats, and workers. A word has been carved into each of their foreheads with meticulous precision: traitor, heretic, apostate, renegade. The cults have been diligently and regularly reopened to prevent healing.
These renegades committed treachery against their domin. Their lips once praised the name of Kunrad Voigtveer, but it is your name they will whisper as they cross over to the other side.
Interesting, so a death cult watches over my crew. They who honor the Emperor through killing, who devote their every deed to serving him. Sacred executioners.
The Domin has discerned our essence. This is a great honor for the blood-spun web. We have woven the bays of this ship together with the threads of our faith for many years. We keep the greatest relic, his tarot, through which he sends us his blessed revelations. We obey the whispers of the Undying One. This is our service to him. This is our service to you.
The Emperor's Tarot, a deck of psychoactive cards bearing sacred and meaningful images. Tarot cards are used for divination and predicting the future. They are believed to be able to capture images sent by the Emperor himself. In the hands of a skilled psyker, the Emperor's Tarot can be a truly potent divination tool. This reminds me of something in one of the Malazan Book of the Fallen books, The Gardens of the Moon. There was a deck there called Deck of Dragons, and was also used for divination, I think. So do we get this, or is it like part of here?
How interesting. Devout assassins who believe themselves to be instruments of a higher power. They revel in violence and cannot tell the difference between bloodthirst and piety. They follow their faith blindly, unaware of how closely they tread the corruption and depravity. Look at them. They stand on the edge of a precipice. The smallest push will send them plummeting into the abyss. You could be their downfall. All you have to do is push.
Okay, so who is that? Is that Aurora? But it doesn't sound like a she. I think the Warden called Aurora a she. A ringing sounds fill your ears, deafening the noise of the world around you. Time goes still. A voice whispers seductively in the back of your mind. What exactly does a cult like the Bloodspun Web do?
The tenets of the web teach us to read the threads of the future and understand the hearts of others. When a soul is filled with the poison of corruption, we know its time has come. We bring liberation. 3 strikes, 3 rebukes, 1 blade. This is how we serve the Undying One. This is how we serve you and your flagship.
Okay, I like that.
But there are others. The virtuous martyrs who contravene his design without realizing it. Those who have come too close to faltering or committing an apostasy. but have not aired yet. We present such souls to the Undying One.
That's good. You mentioned the tenets of the web. What are they?
Our laws and teachings, our philosophy and way of life, our art of combat and spiritual dogma. The tenets are the blood-spun web itself. Humanity owes its existence to the Undying Emperor's sacrifice. It is he who protects us from a darkness of terrors. Hence, each of us has a duty to serve him, and a duty to die for him. To act otherwise is to waste the life that has been given to us by the Undying One, to become a thief. We help others understand this. We help them to live and die righteously.
Okay, so we're definitely gonna say this, right? I'm just not sure if I select this. Does it also like get rid of all of these options? I'm gonna say yes, but we have to do this, right? Give a bloodthirsty smile. Continue to serve me, dancers of death, but henceforth let my name be upon your lips when you shed blood.
Your name upon our lips.
The cultists make two thin cuts along the corners of their mouths, sealing the vow with word and blood. Okay, so tell me about yourself, Kibellah. Are you the leader of the Bloodspan Web, or its herald, or its servant?
I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. The honor of this title is bestowed only upon those who have ushered more souls than... It is shameful to speak of one's own deeds. I'm here to become your shadow, not to make boasts.
Okay, and why have you brought this rabble to the upper decks?
So you may offer the souls of these traitors as a gift to him. You have the authority to order their execution. Their blood will bind us together through him. For the God Emperor, the Undying One is death itself. The Undying One is duty itself. Give the order, Domin. Let a spinner of the blood-spun web undergo the test of a sacred trial.
Yo, let's go! Give weapons to the traitors. It is time for Kibellah to prove herself.
A dagger that has not sliced through sinew is nothing more than a toy.
Yep.
Let the final dance begin.
Yes. So do we fight as here right now against them or something? Or is it done like automatically? Or I guess we have to do it ourselves and they teach us her abilities?
Your Emperor won't save you!
Yeah. Kibellah has a remarkable background. As a death cult assassin, she can use a special ability called Raining Blood. When used, it causes a target of Kibellah's next melee attack to explode in a burst of blood, oh shit, covering the floor and any enemies behind the target. So does it also affect the area around the target? The affected enemies suffer additional damage. Kibellah can also use a special throwable consumable called a blood phial to spill even more blood on the battlefield. She's a blade dancer. Oh yeah, I think we saw that in the beginning. Blade dancers are incredibly skilled sword fighters who can devastate enemies using two special attacks, Blade Dance and Death from Above. Okay, we'll read that. The Blade Dance ability allows the Blade Dancer to make several light strikes against random adjacent targets. If there is only one adjacent target, all the strikes are directed against that target. Oh shit, that sounds really cool. If two swords are equipped, the Blade Dancer deals significantly more strikes. Death from Above allows the Blade Dancer to swiftly leap to a selected cell and upon landing deal damage to all adjacent targets. This ability can be used multiple times per turn, but its use requires a charge to be spent. The Blade Dancer gains charges by killing their enemies. Blade Dancer's main characteristics are weapon skill, agility and strength. Weapon skill enhances their melee attacks and defense. Agility increases their dodge chance and makes their abilities more efficient, for example increasing the number of strikes made with Blade Dance. Strength increases their damage dealt with swords. Gotcha. Most of the Blade Dancer's abilities can only be used with a sword equipped. Some abilities available through progression cost wounds instead of AP. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, okay. So, I mean, I don't know, does it matter where we go? I guess we'll go here, so we can enter this way. Okay, so she has... what does she have? Okay, but she only has one sword, dude. Can we just, like, give her another? Okay, no, not in combat. Okay, so Blade Dance. The Blade Dancer makes 3 melee attacks against random targets, including allies adjacent to the Blade Dancer, each dealing 50% of their normal damage. Blade Dance is a melee burst attack that does not count toward the attack limit per turn. Oh. Oh, it's a cooldown thing though, it's not an attack. Yeah, okay, okay. Death from above. Yeah, this makes it so we can leap and deal damage to these 3, I guess, adjacent. 9 damage. The leap can be made to any unoccupied cell within a 3-cell radius. Does not provoke attack of opportunity. This ability can be used multiple times per turn, but its use requires a charge to be spent. Gains +1 charge of this ability each time they kill a target. This ability can only be used with a sword equipped. Death Cult Assassin's next single target melee attack splashes blood in a 5-cell cone behind the target. Oh, okay. So then this would be a bad place to be, right? Over here. If we attack any of these 3, or well, anyone really, right? We can't splash blood behind them. So we have to be over here or something. The Death Cult Assassin and allies in the affected area gain the Blood Blessed effect. The Blood Blessed effect. 2% more damage for each stack of Blood Blessed. Huh. Every enemy in this area, including the initial target, suffers the Bloodstained effect. Right, okay. Both effects last for 2 rounds. Additionally, all the cells in the affected area are now covered in blood for 2 rounds. Whenever a creature interacts with such a cell, moves there or stands there at the moment when the effect is applied, it receives an additional +1 stack of the Blood Blessed or Bloodstained effect accordingly. Additionally, for every 10 wounds the Death Cult Assassin loses through the entire combat, each creature affected by Blood Blessed or Stained gains +1 stack of the corresponding effect. Huh. I wonder if we actually want to use her though, because like eventually I want to have camaraderie on everyone. Or well, everyone that can actually use it, right? And have like all 6 people stacked for 60% more damage, right? And she might actually have to move around a lot and go away from the group, right? Because she's melee. So eventually we might not actually use her. Creates a pool of blood which has the same properties as if created with Raining Blood. Whenever Raining Blood is used, +1 charge. Okay, yeah, okay. I mean, let's start with this one for now, I guess, right? God damn, dude. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Wait, so didn't it say that we get charges when we kill someone? Oh, excluding kills made with death from above. Right, okay. I mean, I guess we do this then, right? Damn. Okay. So now we can do cleave, right? Jesus. Oh, and there you go. We can do it again. Ha! We got 2 charges, right? Sick. Dude, this is fun. Yeah. So now there's blood here, I think. Oh, we didn't get anything. Weren't we supposed to get Blood Blessed there? Oh, we have to be here. That's the blood. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. We have to give her another sword though, right? So she can dual wield. Oh, we go again? Oh. Okay, now they have bloodstained, right? And we are blood blessed. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, we can't do this now, right? We can just activate that. Do we want to do this or just like hit this guy? I'm just gonna do this, see what happens. Oh yeah, we have to move first. Bam! And now they have 2 stacks. Can do this. I'm gonna use this again, right? Yeah. I mean... Okay. Wait, adjacent? This is not adjacent, right? Is it? I don't think it is. Oh, it is! It does count. Interesting, okay. Oh, come on, he didn't die. I mean, he will die now, but... Okay. Oh, we can't get there. Eh, that's fine.
Chaos guides me.
This is cool. This is cool. Go behind him. Yeah, this ability will be really cool when we get 2 swords. It said the number of strikes will increase significantly when we dual wield. A cut to the heart, a cut to the throat, a cut to the stomach. These wounds have been inflicted according to his pleasure. The blood of the apostles will wash away the stain of their treachery, so that their souls may prostrate themselves before the Undying One's throne and beg his forgiveness. Kibellah wipes the blood from her blade in one swift movement. I have acted with reverence and shown proof of my loyalty. Will you accept me, Domin? Will you make me your shield and shadow? Your lordship, the spinners of the Bloodspan web were watching, tracking and killing von Valancius' enemies long before the warrant of trade passed to Lady Theodora. However, their blade has also been known to cut short the lives of highly upstanding persons. But I certainly do not in any way condemn the deeds of the deeply esteemed cult. I'm sure they must have had good reason. The cultists are the scourge of the seditious, they bring the unrighteous to ruin. The enforcers respect the Bloodspan web, for we share a common goal, to bring his light and his harsh justice to the darkest depths of the ship. Scourge of the seditious or not, folk are afraid of them for a reason. A couple of watches ago, the spinners took a train driver, to pieces for some kind of ritual. I don't know what old Malok did to earn that privilege though, and who is going to feed his family now? Heinrich takes a drag on his law stick, exhaling the thick smoke through his clenched teeth. But that's a lower decker problem. What matters is the Bloodspan web serves you faithfully, Lord Captain. Confessor Adalbert, a plump old man. My predecessor's predecessor once delivered a sermon about how the spinners saved this vessel from the servants of the arch-enemy. The Bloodspan web paid the price in blood, a river of scarlet that flooded the decks from bridge to bilge. They became the blood of the flagship, the pulse in its veins, and the beat of its heart. Their great sacrifice earned them the favor of House von Valancius. It seems that not all the officers have been presented to me yet. Oh, is that because of the Confessor? Is it an officer? Confessor Adalbert, your lordship, as a humble servant of the Emperor, I am entrusted with the high honor of being the ship's confessor, or in other words, the highest spiritual authority on your vessel. I am here to oversee the purity of the crew's faith. I officiate in the officer's chapel and also look after the ship's reliquary. That's this guy, right? Damn, he looks hideous. Confessor, tell me about the spinner's great sacrifice? The vessel was beset by famine and pestilence during a long warp jump. The flagship wandered uncharted paths in the Imperium for 20 cycles straight. Servants of the arch-enemy used the despairing hearts of the crew to infiltrate the ship, and death followed. The hungry became the hunted. The famished became a feast. The exhausted crew was too weak and emaciated to resist the invaders. But then the spinners emerged from the depths. They stood alone against hundreds of foes, yet they did not falter. They did not sleep or rest, as their blade-tipped dance brought death. Though many spinners fell, the bloodspan web held strong until the flagship left the turmoil of the warp. Yeah, so I don't care what my retinue thinks, you'll be my shadow for sure. Hell yeah. Kibellah's movements are slow, almost rhythmic, as she removes her ceremonial mask. Oh, sick. The dark shadows of her eyes accentuate the deathly pallor of her skin, which is covered in ritual scars. Henceforth, I'm your shadow, Domin von Valancius, an instrument of death placed in your hand by the Undying One. For so it was ordained, and so his Tarot forspoke. That's the Emperor, right? Yeah. I also come bearing an invitation from the Vizier of the Bloodspan Web. He wishes you to know that the doors to the Undying One's temple are open to you. Are you suggesting the Lord Captain should go down to the depths of his flagship to search for his temple? With all due respect, the lower decks are for servants and crew. They are not a fitting place for his lordship. Forspoke? What do you mean? What Tarot? Wait, what? The greatest, most sacred relic of the Bloodspan Web? The Emperor's Tarot. I mean, yeah, we heard about that. Only his chosen servants may earn the permission to rain blood upon the cards and perform a reading to see portents of the future, shadows of the past, or tangles of the present. Oh, we have to go down there and find this thing? However, the secrets of his tarot are not for the ears of lay people to hear. I cannot tell you more. Not here, not now. So who is this Vizier? He's the first among us. The Vizier has spun the web of faith for 5-fold longer than I have lived. Blood of the flagship's blood, my mentor and teacher. So why is he not here to deliver the message himself? The first spinner is old. His abode is in the temple beneath the flagship's freight line, and he has not left the lower decks in decades. Even a short journey could sunder the spirit from his ancient body. Okay, where is the temple? I am not permitted to say. If you wish to find it, you must walk the path of Saint Ariane, the matriarch spider. Hers was the thread that would become the bloodspan web. Her path began deep within the flagship, in the dark tunnels of the freight line, and that is where yours must begin as well. This journey will bring you closer to the thread of the web, closer to the Undying One, closer to understanding death. Dude, we're the captain of the ship and they won't tell us where the temple is inside our ship? I do not see the point of these riddles. Your temple is a part of my flagship, yeah. What is to stop me from simply walking inside? Okay, I will walk in the footsteps of the matriarch spider, yeah. Your journey will begin in the darkness of the deepest tunnels. The Vizier awaits you. Your blade awaits direction, Domin. We will speak again when the time is right. Okay. Cool, dude. So, I'm gonna take a break here, guys. I'm gonna see what she's all about, level her up, and I'll show you next time.